mindset shift that I had to make was to transition from employee thinking to CEO thinking. Okay. And yes, I had to make this shift while I was an employee working as a teacher. And it was one of my coaches at the time who said, yes, you're teaching, but you have to stop thinking like an employee. You've got to start thinking like an employer. You've got to start thinking like an employee. You've got to start thinking like an entrepreneur. I'm saying it to say that even if you are an employee, you can still have the mindset of an employer or as an entrepreneur, and you can implement that mindset and show up with that energy where you are. I'm telling you, it's going to put you ahead of the pack. It's going to help you stand out. It's going to help position you for more promotions. But what does this look like? This looks like, in entrepreneurship, this looks like doing all things alone and understanding that that leads to burnout. Hiring is not just about spending out money. It's about positioning your business to make more money, because now you have more people who can do more things, and it's not all falling on you. If you continue to do all the things in your business, you are going to be burned out. So this is not a situation where you sit down and complain about what you can't afford. This is where you have to start looking at, what can I afford right now? How can I hire a VA for 5 hours a week to take some things off of my plate so that I can focus on other avenues and other methods of growing the business? So you've got to learn how to delegate, hire, and really focus on revenue generating activities. I will say that when I was in that messy middle, that income level between $250,000 and $750,000, one of the biggest mistakes that I made with hiring, I had a pretty large team. I had a team of coaches. I had a full-time employee. I had some dedicated contractors as well. Like, one of the biggest mistakes that I made is that everyone was focused on tasks instead of owning a thing. They were not owning their roles. They were focused on tasks. And that was my fault as the leader. And so what happened is that when everyone's focused on tasks, that meant that all the decision making at the end of the day was still falling back on me. I was absolutely drained. I was frustrated. Y'all, this is when I started having those issues with my hormones and my thyroid, if you've listened to past episodes. And I didn't realize that it was connected to stress. It was literally, and I work with amazing people, but the way that I had my business structured was stressing me out, and I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it at the time. I did not realize it at the time. I did not. I even had certain people on my team at the time. I had full-time employees, but they were bringing everything to me, and I wasn't requiring them to own the role. And that was a major mistake that I made, because that still positioned me as the bottleneck. They weren't making any decisions without my approval, and that was my fault. People that I hire now, like, this is your thing. This is your responsibility. It's not my responsibility to project manage and keep up with. It's your responsibility to be forward thinking and to stay on top of things, and you bring it to me. You bring the updates to me. I'm not chasing it. Like, if I have to constantly chase for updates and things, then I am not operating in my role and energy as a CEO and making sure that we are visible and have sales coming in and the things that a CEO is supposed to do. Okay? Everyone has their role. And so you've got to start hiring and delegating. And that means you got to trust. You got to trust the people that you hire. You've got to trust the processes that you have in place to hire qualified people. And you've got to delegate. And the way that you delegate and hold your team accountable without micromanaging is using systems, expectations, and deadlines. Systems, expectations, and deadlines. And that's also going to require you to do reviews and give feedback. Even if the feedback stings, you've got to do it from a professional and respectful place. But effective feedback is the only way that people grow. I see so many business owners hiring people, and then they just expect them to get all the things correct and to know exactly what to do, and then get frustrated when they don't. No, it's your responsibility to train them or have training elements in place. And then people are going to make mistakes, like they're human. But it's your responsibility to communicate where the mistakes are, what the expectations are, the course of action, the course of correction, and the timeline. So that means that you've got to be willing to have some difficult, or what may seem difficult, conversations, but really they're necessary conversations in order to keep the business moving forward. Or else you're going to end up with a team of doers, not thinkers, who are only doing what you tell them to do. And if you don't tell them what to do or how to do it, they don't have direction. They're going to be coming to you for everything. And then when they mess up, you're going to be frustrated. And that's not what you want. So you want to think big picture, not just from a task list.